Hello and welcome to Business Weekly from Business News Wales. I am your host, Connor Simmons. Coming up this week, Swansea University have been named the UK's top university in a recent student poll. We spoke to Vice-Chancellor Professor Paul Boyle to find out what this means for the institution. Innovation Point and Go Compare have launched Digital Women Wales, a scheme aimed at supporting women in digital workplaces around the country. We spoke to Samantha Wheeler of Innovation Point to find out more. And we have an exclusive interview with NatWest about what the bank are doing to support Wales's entrepreneurs. All of that and more. But first, Swansea University has been named University of the Year in the What Uni Student Choice Awards for the second time in 5 years. Now in its sixth year, the What Uni Student Choice Awards are voted for entirely by students, with more than 41,000 reviews and comments submitted from around the country. We spoke to Vice-Chancellor Paul Boyle to hear more about this monumental achievement.
Obviously, we're hugely proud to have won the What Uni Award, and the reason we're so proud about it is that the students themselves vote for these awards. There are many university ranking systems out there which involve a whole variety of different techniques, but this one comes from the students. So for the students to tell us that we're the best university in the UK is an absolutely fantastic outcome. I think we can put it down to the fact that we put the student experience at the heart of everything we do. We have great partnership working between the staff and the student union and the student body, and we're thinking constantly about how do we improve that experience and make sure that both of our campuses are really designed in such a way with not only the physical infrastructure but the curriculum and everything else, so that students have a really fantastic opportunity to come here and get a great experience. Well, this is one of a number of awards that the university's picked up recently. I think it's giving us a really strong indication that Swansea University has done a lot of things right. We are definitely punching above our weight, not only in terms of the student experience, but some of the research awards and so on that we've received recently have been fantastic too. Of course, what we've got to make sure is we continue that, and we are coming up to our centenary year in 2020, so it's a wonderful time to celebrate the previous century, what we've achieved up to now, but it's also a great time to look to the second century of our institution. How can we make things even better as we go forward?
Established more than 100 years ago and employing over 110 professional staff, with an annual turnover of approximately 7.5 million. Financial services firm Broomfield Alexander has now been acquired by Baldwins in a move that will position the firm as a major player in the business advisory sector in Wales. We spoke to Ian Thomas from Baldwins to find out more.
Broomfield Alexander was the largest independent firm in Wales, established over 100 years ago. We've joined forces with Baldwins. Baldwins has 88 offices throughout the UK, employing approximately 2,500 staff. So that gives us national coverage, and indeed through this coming together, it gives us international representation too, which is very important to us. For Baldwins, it's a further significant investment which demonstrates their commitment to providing a full range of services to small and medium-sized enterprises in Wales. And we've continually examined the way we do things in order to improve our product delivery and efficiency of service for our clients. And we believe that this deal will allow us to continue with that strategy. We will be strengthening our position in the market, and this will allow us to increase our investment in technology, further improving our client services, and provide enhanced opportunities for our staff. The team here will be the same, and our clients will deal with the same people as before. The transition has gone as well as can be expected. The Baldwins integration team has been first class. So what does this mean? In South Wales, the firm will provide a full range of enhanced professional services with offices now. They already have offices in Cardiff and Aberdeen, but now we're in Cardiff, Swansea, Newport, Monmouth and Aberdeen with approximately 160 professional staff delivering professional services across South Wales.
A network aimed at supporting women in Wales to progress in the tech sector has been launched in Cardiff. The initiative has been created by digital growth organisation Innovation Point, the team behind the annual tech conference Digital Festival, and headline sponsors Go Compare. To tell us more about Digital Women Wales, we spoke to Sam Wheeler of Innovation Point.
So Digital Women in Wales, we want it to be a platform and a voice to raise awareness and understanding, primarily a trusted group of people that are all committed to sharing stories and experiences and supporting and encouraging each other and learning along the way. At the most recent Digital Women in Wales event in April, we focused on a woman's place is in the boardroom, and we went into detail about imposter syndrome, which affects so many of us, and the speakers and the attendees had the opportunity to share their experiences, offer advice on how to overcome it. And there were some real powerful peer-to-peer connections being made in the room. We also kicked off our mentorship program, where the attendees had an opportunity to have a one-to-one with the speakers. And we see this mentorship program developing as the initiative grows as well. But next steps for the future of Digital Women in Wales, it needs to be proactive and really identify and solve issues, and just generally showcase, develop and inspire female talent is what we want to do.
The University of South Wales has recently joined a Wales-wide collaborative research project that is set to encourage industries to embrace photonics technologies, a technology affecting nearly every industry sector in Wales and beyond. But what exactly is photonics? And what are the opportunities for Wales? We spoke to Nigel Copner of USW, who explained more.
People get confused or don't understand photonics, but really it's everywhere. People see things because of photonics. Many people wear glasses. That's photonic technology. You go into a room at night, you light up the room. That's photonics. People watch TV and they use a mobile phone display. That's all photonics. Increasingly, over the last few decades, you might be aware that people use the internet. That's based around optical fibers in the ground. That's photonics. It's a fantastic underpinning technology which globally contributes about 3 trillion to the global economy. The Centre for Photonics Expertise, in short CP, is an idea which is generated over 5 years. And there was a realization that across many universities in Wales, there is absolutely outstanding photonics research going on. What we try to do here is to pull those centres together to create a critical mass and branding, and thereby attract easy funding going forward. Wherefore, the European Commission has allowed us £6.5 million investment to do exactly that, bring these centres together, but actually in the short term support and deliver innovative solutions to companies. What USW brings in is an innovative team that can solve problems for the industry in the simplest manner. What we find is, I come from a background in Silicon Valley where you often come up with some fantastic ideas, but sometimes they're too complex to actually commercialize. What we have experience on is actually come up with the very best ideas, but which are appropriate for commercialization. And that's a big step. And what we're going to bring to the table here is that expertise and experience to deliver real and meaningful solutions to the industry in Wales, and thereby help to give them some commercial differentiation so we can improve the economy throughout Wales and create jobs.
Members of North Wales's business community recently received first-hand lessons on how transformational leadership can help Wales build a bright future. Now the organisers behind the event are seeking nominations from across Wales. Barbara Chidgey, Executive Chair of the Leading Wales Awards Consortium, explains more.
The Leading Wales Awards are Wales's only designated award programme for leadership. We recognise individuals whose leadership is outstanding in Wales, and they're individuals from all sectors at all levels of responsibility and from all across Wales. Probably one of the most important things about being nominated is that it is one of your colleagues or the chair or a team member who is taking the time to recognise you and give you approval for your leadership skills. So it's people you know and work with and work for who are validating your leadership. And that actually, out of everything, is probably the most important thing. And by being nominated and perhaps becoming a finalist or a winner, then as an individual, you become a role model for other people aspiring to deliver on really good leadership. Nominations for this year's Leading Wales Awards are open until midnight on Friday the 7th of June, and nomination documents can be completed in English and in Welsh, and they can be downloaded either from leadingwalesawards.wales or from gwobrauarwain.cymru. We have a judging day on July the 12th. We can offer some of the interviews by Skype and in Welsh language.
More than 50 South Wales businesses and organisations have been confirmed as finalists in this year's Zocket Business Awards, held at Cardiff City Stadium on the 16th of May. Zocket, an established support network, offers its members a wide range of support to businesses throughout South Wales. We spoke to Neil Lloyd to find out more about the event.
About 5 years ago, we launched the Zocket Business Awards. And we really wanted to recognise and celebrate some of the great things that are happening here in the business scene in South Wales, and share good practice, because often we work in our business, we're not seeing what else is going on about outside in other businesses. So the event itself, which the awards are presented at our annual conference called SpringConf, and that's an event for business owners to come together and to share that good practice and just celebrate what's been achieved and shout about it really beyond the region. This year's awards at SpringConf, it's on the 16th of May and it's in Cardiff City Stadium, and we have a full jam-packed day of things going on, I guess. We've got talks throughout the day, we've got workshops, we've got meetups, we've got the award presentations themselves, which is over a gala lunch, and it's I suppose it's an opportunity really for business owners to connect with other business owners. We have an exhibition area, so people can come along for free. They can come along, they can come to a talk, they can meet the exhibitors, and there's a business lounge there, so they can sort of almost place themselves there for the day and work. There's free Wi-Fi. The invitation really is for anyone in business in South Wales to mark that in their diary, come along, network and find ways that you can take your business to the next level.
NatWest's Pre-Accelerator programme is a scheme designed to support startups and entrepreneurs by providing business advice to those in the earliest stages of a commercial venture. We had Gemma Collins, Business Growth Enabler for NatWest, in the studio for an exclusive look into how the bank supports businesses enrolled in the programme. So tell us about the entrepreneurial sector in Wales. Is it a strong sector? Is it a good time to be an entrepreneur here?
It's definitely a good time to be starting or growing a business in Wales. There's a lot of support available, whether you're just thinking about becoming your own boss. For example, Business Wales run a day-long course called Taking the Plunge. Town Square run a 5 to 9 club designed for working people to develop their business idea after hours. And NatWest ourselves run our Pre-Accelerator programme, which is a virtual 8-week course, which is fully funded, and there's no need to bank with us to actually take part in that programme. We're also seeing an increase in the number of co-working spaces that are springing up across Wales. And I think this is a brilliant way for entrepreneurs who are starting out or growing their business to access support, whether that be from other businesses or whether from some of the more formal programs that are available within some of the co-working spaces. So, for example, in Cardiff, we've got our NatWest Accelerator hub. This is one of 12 hubs that we have around the UK, which offers support for growth and scale businesses. So it's really there for anybody with an existing business that wants to grow it. We offer one-to-one business coaching, a full program of events, and other support, as well as access to our co-working space.
So how does your role as a business growth enabler support this sector in Wales?
NatWest has got 4 business growth enablers in Wales, so between us we cover the whole of the country. We each cover a geographical patch, so I'm business growth enabler for Cardiff and the Vale, and the role really has 3 elements to it. So the first part of the role is that we are the first point of contact for a small or medium business that wants to find out more about NatWest products and services, so whether that's a NatWest bank account, a NatWest small business loan, a credit card, asset finance, invoice finance, and so on. We are the first point of contact for finding out about those products. We also work with small and medium businesses, whether or not they bank with us, to offer one-to-one consultations to help them grow their businesses. So the idea of this is that we would work with the business owner to understand their growth plans and any sticking points at the moment, and try to support them by introducing them to people within the local ecosystem. And the third element of the role is running free events for small businesses. Anybody can come along to our events, whether or not they bank with NatWest. We offer events around Wales on a host of subjects, whether it's marketing, tax, events aimed at women in business, networking events and so on. And those events are always advertised on Eventbrite via our social media accounts and also on Business News Wales.
So what's been the impact of this work?
To give you an example of the impact that the business growth enablers can have on the businesses we engage with, one of the entrepreneurs I've been supporting is Hayley Hanson, who is part of the NatWest Entrepreneurial Accelerator programme in Cardiff. Hayley and I first met a year ago when she had a consultation with me and told me about the family farm that she runs near Brecon, and also told me about her other business, which is producing the most fantastic luxury leather handbags from the hides of the herd of cattle on her own farm. Hayley's working on developing Hayley Hanson into a high-end luxury brand, and she described her growth plans to me. And as a result of that initial meeting, I was able to introduce her to a contact of mine who is a manufacturing expert, which wasn't initially the most obvious contact. But he and I went along to visit Hayley at the farm, spent a morning there looking at her workshop and her studio and having tea in the farmhouse kitchen while he discussed her business plans with her, gave her lots of advice, asked her lots of questions, and as a result of that chat, made several introductions to Hayley to other people within various industries in Wales, which have opened some really interesting doors and hopefully will lead to some very lucrative contracts for Hayley, which will help her develop the business even further.
How do you see the entrepreneurial landscape evolving in Wales, and what do you think needs to be done to support this growth?
Well, the entrepreneurial landscape in Wales is really strong, but I don't think that means that we can't get better still. In February, the Welsh Government released its Supporting Entrepreneurial Women report, and then in March, NatWest released the Rose Review. The CEO of our commercial bank, Alison Rose, was commissioned by the Treasury to look into the barriers that were facing female entrepreneurs. So both these reviews identified gaps in support. For example, they said that there is a need to increase funding for women starting a business, but also we need to make women more aware of where that funding is and how they access it. We need to help women be less risk averse, and we need to help them find more mentors and role models that they can relate to. And there was also a desire stated for more networking opportunities for women. So I think the time now is to start plugging those gaps, and we've already started doing that with various activities. Throughout the rest of the year, I think we'll see more collaboration across different agencies and businesses which offer support to the entrepreneurial community. For example, one of the findings of the Rose Review was that support is too disparate, that there's an awful lot out there, but you have to look a long way to find it. And sometimes there might actually appear to be too much as well, so it might be a bit of a crowded landscape. And one of our aims is to help create an entrepreneurial one-stop shop so that it's much easier for startup businesses or growing businesses to access that support in one place. Over the last few weeks, one of the things that I've been asked for on several occasions is more opportunity to network, and that's something that we are looking to do locally in the very short term. NatWest has also just launched Back Her Business, which is the first female-only crowdfunding programme that will support would-be entrepreneurs across the UK by helping more women get to the business starting line. This is aimed at new business ventures, and we're working with Crowdfunder to help women to get the initial finance for their businesses via crowdfunding.
You recently held the It's About Time Summit, which was attended by over 100 female entrepreneurs. Are you looking to build on what the event achieved?
The It's About Time Summit was a great success. We held it on International Women's Day in March in Corriton in Cardiff, and we had more than 100 mums who run their own businesses at the venue. We had some keynote speakers and panel discussions and lots of time for networking. We worked in conjunction with the University of South Wales, BizMums, Darwin Gray Solicitors and the Federation of Small Businesses to host the It's About Time Summit. And the reason that it was called It's About Time is that Chris Atkinson of University of South Wales did some research with mums in business in the run-up to the event, and the key thing that came through time and time again in this research was that time was an issue. Whether that was literally not having enough of it and trying to manage the work-life balance, whether it was finding the right time to launch your own business, or whether it was the right time to grow a business. So we hit upon the theme of It's About Time, which seemed to strike a chord with everyone who came along. One of the things that we've been asked for both in the immediate aftermath of that event and at subsequent events is more networking. So we will be hosting some networking events in the coming months under the It's About Time theme. We also have an event in Cardiff on June the 6th called Hilarious, Stop Selling Yourself Short, which will focus on self-belief with the aim of helping women to develop a suite of personal skills and the confidence to run and start a business. And there'll be a series of small events throughout the year, culminating in another conference-style event in November, where we'll be looking at the theme of funding. So all of these events will be available on Eventbrite, and they'll also be advertised on Business News Wales.
Thanks, Gemma. And that's all we have time for this week. For more news from the business community in South Wales, be sure to check out businessnewswales.com.